If there is one thing that our four Sharpnadoes agree on, and there may just be one thing, it is that we as a family love the Octonauts. So what better way to celebrate two new Netflix Octonauts movies than getting three dads to talk about one of our favorite shows? For this conversation, I turned on the Dad Bat Signal, and my friends Dave Atkins and Mike Perna came running. We talked gups, Vegemals, blobfish, vampire squid, and bubble engines. Join us for a conversation that I promise you will be more fun than saying huma huma nuka nuka apwa.
All right, so Octonauts discussion with Dave and Mike for Sharpology. So first question, also a surprise question for you guys.
There you go.
Who is your favorite Octonaut and why is it Quasi?
I mean, that seems to be a loaded question. I will tell you that mine isn't Quasi.
What?
I have a great appreciation for everything that is the Grand Pirate, but he is not my favorite. My favorite has to go to Captain Barnacles.
Fair enough. I should have begun this whole thing by saying, let's do this. But anyway.
You can cut that in later.
I can, yeah. It's what editing's for. What do you got, Dave?
I think mine's Peso. It's
nothing surprises me about that.
Yeah, I didn't think that it would. I just really appreciate, like, he is the more afraid one, more timid, I guess you could say. But that just, that all serves to highlight the times when he is like the one that steps into danger to help somebody else. And so I just appreciate that there's a character on there that's, generally timid and reserved in the background. But he's, serving in the background and he's there when you need him and will step into those high risk situations when necessary. So anyway.
Yeah. I sent you guys this statement that you can agree or disagree with, but that some cartoons are entertaining, some are educational. I think Octonauts is one of the best at doing both. Am I wrong?
No, you are 100% accurate on that statement.
Yeah,
okay.
You are absolutely right. I would jump in there with you. Easily top 5, easily.
What else is on that list? I'd say Wild Kratts. What else?
Wild Kratts is. I was actually thinking about that today because Wild Kratts is really good at it. Though there are at times when Expedition is kind of like, well, I say facts are kind of like shoehorned in there a little bit. They still do a great job, but every once in a while it's like, that was awkward.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you believe that Professor Inkling's degree is actually in?
You even gave me this ahead of time, and I still have no idea.
No.
There's part of me that wants to think that Professor Inkling's degree is an honorary doctorate, like a something of letters or something like that, because he knows a little bit about everything. He knows an awful lot about his fellow cephalopods.
I would like to know. I would like for there to be like a prequel series of Dr. Inkling in the. It seems like he's got a lot of experience, like working with a team. So I would love to know, like, how did he gain that experience? Like, what was his team like? What was, if they didn't have an octopod, what was their, base in the shape of?
I appreciate that, but if I want a spin-off of anything, I want a Captain Barnacles Bear Scout.
That would be
like the Bear Scouts.
Yeah,
those kids are special, and they need a TV show.
But I think the adventures of Quasi and Calico Jack could be pretty impressive too.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. He brings those up so much. I was like, oh, that would be way more interesting than even what I'm watching now.
I think it should just be Quasi and Calico Jack fighting all of the things that Quasi claims, like the legendary deep sea unicorn and all these kind of things that he thinks exist, and they could actually be real. That they're not made up. I think that would be a great series. Any animals that you've seen in Octonauts and then you Googled and you're like, ugh, not so much.
Yeah, it is. They do. It is one of those things where what you see on the show is rarely like what you see in real life. You're like, oh, that is not as cute as they made me think
I
it
think
was.
of all the ones that go on this is not nearly as cute as the animated one. What was it? It was the one that was a bunch of creatures combined, the Siphonophore.
Yeah.
Look that sucker up and then try to equate it to the cute little lightning bug things that they've got in the no, it's not.
No. Oh man, I had it there on the tip of my tongue. Oh, the cuttlefish.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Cute little cuttlefish. I was like, oh no.
Oh.
Yeah, not so much.
No.
You know.
Yeah, I've seen cuttlefish on a couple different animated shows that my son likes. Like they're like, oh, look at this. Like between this and Tumbleleaf and some other stuff that have had cuttlefish on them, every animated cuttlefish is adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Every real cuttlefish is not.
No. I will say they got vampire squid pretty close.
Yeah.
I feel like that was my favorite. That's been my favorite creature.
Yeah.
Because it just blew me away. I'm like, oh, this thing exists. Oh, that's so crazy. Look at what he does.
Yeah. It's I think is it Jurassic Park Lost World where they used cuttlefish DNA for something, and I'm like I feel like I really understood that a lot more having watched the Octonauts than I would have.
Jurassic World. They used it in the Indominus Rex.
Yeah. I was like, oh, cuttlefish. Of course, I know what that does.
Yeah, I know what cuttlefish do.
Come on, you people don't know this.
I will say there is one thing I will point out, and this is fun. This is like a comment about all cartoons with sentient talking animals. It's always fun to find out which ones don't get to talk.
Yeah.
Whale shark don't get to talk.
It is pretty funny because you've got some of these animals that obviously, they can talk, and then you have these other ones that are just like dumb animals. It's like,
yeah.
In the world of the Octonauts, how does this happen?
Yeah.
Who's making that call?
Yeah.
Who gets to decide which one gets to tell you where it hurts? Like
Yeah. like how there's so much I need to know about their world. You know what I mean? Like, what is the Octonauts organization? Like, is Barnacles in charge? Does he report to somebody? And who is that?
Is Dr. Inkling like part of the board?
Yeah. Like,
that was the other thing with the repair.
Who's funding this project?
That was the other thing with the repair station that I thought. Like, I had the meta moment of, oh my goodness, there's so many toys now. The other moment was, how do they have this giant repair station that gets used maybe once? Like,
yeah.
How do they fund this?
Yeah, because apparently, they just roll on, and some animals are like, oh, the Octonauts, we know you guys, and some animals don't know who they are. So it's like, I don't know, like...
Are they based out of somewhere?
Yeah. Like, I feel like it couldn't be America. I feel like they got to be somewhere else. Like,
no, we would never do that.
No, they're way too organized and professional to come from America anywhere in the 21st century. Mm-hmm. So I feel like they got to be like Australian, like based maybe. Yeah.
And where are Vegemals coming from?
Yeah. See, here we go.
Yeah. There's another prequel I want.
What? Because who's like we can't talk about well, maybe somewhere down the evolutionary line, man has phased himself out, and now you've got self-aware animals, and then they combine into these creatures. Somebody's made them.
No. Well, you want to know the real question I have? Watch the episode where Shellington talks about discovering the Vegemals.
Yeah, the origin story of the Vegemals.
There's dozens of them in that little container he has. There's 5 on the ship.
Yeah. Well, but he finds them, right?
Right, he finds them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it doesn't say anything about their origin, correct?
Nope. Yeah, it's true. That's true.
Nobody knows where their origins are.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like, they have to. Somebody has made them.
And by the way, if we want to backtrack to the very first question, technically, I would say that my favorite are the Vegemals.
Yeah.
Like, as a collective unit. I may or may not have been caught on multiple occasions doing some kind of kitchen work, humming the Vegemals song. I'm not going to lie.
You're only human, Mike. What can we can't expect much out of you. So we used to have, with the toys, we had an Octo Alert.
Nice.
Then it started, like, when the batteries would get bad, it would slow down. So I would end up doing, like, in one of the Christmas episodes where the Vegemals end up humming the Octo Alert song. I ended up doing that a few times. So anyway. Yeah, I got a lot of questions about the Vegemals. Lots of questions because I don't know. Like, I mean, Dave's saying they have to have been like genetically designed.
I think they have tragic and diabolical origins. It's all there.
I think the idea that maybe humanity no longer exists. Maybe Vegemals was sort of like a some experiment gone wrong, like some nuke went off and like there was like some animals and some vegetables and they all just kind of merged.
That I could get along with that. Yes. It was like they weren't intentionally made, but they were a byproduct of something else. I could get behind that.
Like, were they manufactured in a lab in China? Was it an accident?
I'm now immediately going to quote Dr. Ian Malcolm. You were so busy wondering whether or not you could that no one stopped to ask if
yeah. I mean, how many parallels are there between Jurassic Park and Octonauts? Apparently a lot. But then there's a question too, because if they're part vegetable, part animal, and Tweak is always eating carrots, like, is this offensive to them? Like, are they like put off by that?
Especially since one of them is named Barrett.
Yeah. I mean, like,
yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's not a big deal because it's not sentient.
Maybe Tweak's carrot thing is like a power move. Like it's like a constant like, hey, like back off of me.
You like, work for me, vegetables.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
that's the best part of this. That's the best part of this whole conversation.
So anyway,
is to remind them of their role.
Like maybe they have something on Tweak, and the carrot is her telling them like, "You back off, like just leave it alone." So
just walks right up to Barrett and just like,
munch of crunchy,
crunchy carrots.
Okay, well, we're going to do the lightning round, but it's not going to be that lightning because I'm going to give you guys 9 minutes to do the lightning round. So anyway,
okay,
they're all yes or no questions, but you can choose to expound on them as you would like. First question. In the year 2020, would you vote for a Barnacles quasi ticket for president?
Yes. 1,000 times yes.
I mean, like, I can't even imagine. Like, I would be like, yes. Where can I vote twice?
Yeah.
Can I move around somewhere just to do this, just so Barnacles can take over the world? Okay.
Oh, man.
Is there anything that Tweak can't build?
No.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Okay. Are fish biscuits made of fish?
No, I don't think they are, because the whole purpose of fish biscuits is to get it so that they don't eat fish. Like, why make a biscuit to stop fish from eating other fish if you make it out of fish?
But see, what's weird is they do that and they protect fish from being eaten. But then, like, if there's like a whale shark, they're like, "Oh, krill, just eat them. Just take them down.
Eat them." Yeah,
that's fine.
That's the other thing
who's
that
making
happens.
That call?
Yeah,
who's making that call?
Barnacles is.
Yeah.
Well, no president is perfect.
No. I mean, clear. This we know, Dave. This we know.
I'm gonna have a hard time not creating a Barnacles quasi campaign sign.
I mean, at this point, I may write them in. I'm just saying. Okay, who is the Octonaut to go in a bad economy? I know who I think, but who do you guys think? Like, if in the world of the Octonauts, the economy crashes.
Man, I don't want to because she's so sweet, but Dashie gonna go.
Dashie's. That's my answer. It's got to be Dashie.
I feel bad. Like, I really do. Like, it would have to be because of a bad economy. I don't want Dashie to go. We just have to make a cut.
Well, I mean, let's be honest here. What really does Dashie bring to the table? She takes. I mean,
she takes pictures and she answers the radar.
I mean, she's basically like their marketing person.
Yeah.
And who are they even marketing to? Like, I don't even know. Because I don't know. I got a lot of questions, but I think it's got to be Dashie on that.
And she's apparently not doing a very good job because some fish know about the Octonauts and others don't.
And others don't.
No. So, I think Barnacles keeps her around because, he's a good guy and he doesn't want to just throw her out because, she doesn't have a lot of marketable skills.
I will say that they're kind of redeeming Dashie in the movie because in the movie she's pulling off some like special forces stuff going on.
Well, okay, but in the movie she also apparently has a side gig she's got like a second job.
Yep.
That she's like running. So it's like, well, can't you spend more time working for the Octonauts and get something done?
Just tell her like, look, man, like times are tough. maybe give Ryla a call, see if she needs some help.
Yeah, maybe so. Of course, Dave doesn't get any of that because he hasn't even bothered to watch the movie.
Not a clue.
Just do it. The Caves of Sakaktoon, man. Do it.
No, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he doesn't even know that what goes into the cenote doesn't always come
Doesn't come out of the cenote.
I don't. I don't
Okay.
even know what the cenote is, apart
Yeah.
from it being some kind of a cave
No.
entrance pool.
Like, no joke. Honestly, like, you were talking about how Peso's the guy who, like, backs up the other guys and, like, is brave when he needs to be. This is the movie. If nothing else, you get to see, like all jokes aside, like, this is a cool moment. Like, I actually got, like, a little emotional because you finally find out something that Barnacles is afraid of, and Peso backs him up. And at the end of the movie, Barnacles says that Peso is the bravest Octonaut he's ever met.
My boy.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't need some Kleenex like Mike, but it was a good moment. I mean, it was pretty impressive.
It was a thing.
Okay, another current events and Octonauts question: would Peso have solved COVID by now?
No.
No.
He would have done a yeoman's work, but he would not have solved it because his answer to everything is it needs a bandage.
I mean, but think about it. He would have bandaged everyone's face. They would have had a mask on, and it wouldn't have spread.
He would have
true.
gently reminded everyone to be masked.
He would have kung fu masked everybody.
That whole thing. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
Ha-cha. Yeah, I love the episode where his instructions on how to bandage was not like how to wrap it. It was literally make this sound.
yeah. Yeah.
I think it's a wonderful show. I think kids should be a part of watching it. I think it does a really good job of highlighting different personalities and how they can still even and the strengths and weaknesses that go along with those. I don't feel like there's a whole lot of like character development, but in terms of showing how these varied personalities can still work together, I think it's great. And in the midst of that, teaching kids about nature and these really cool creatures, and I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, no, I would agree 100%. The craziest thing about kids shows is that every once in a while I'll stumble on one and I go, you know what? Even if Noah got older, if they came up with another season of this, I wouldn't be too hard off to watch an episode or two of this. This is entertaining and it's fun. So, I mean, it's good stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely watchable as an adult, which I think is not always true.
Right.
For example, I mean, let's just I'll throw Dora the Explorer under the bus.
Oh,
That
no.
is not watchable in the least bit. You know what I mean? And there's more. Even Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, like the whole thing. You know, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse is cute for a couple episodes, and then as an adult, you kind of just want to die.
Right.
And I feel like Octonauts is like, okay, I can watch this. Like, this is okay. We're fine.
Masha and the Bear. Either of you guys familiar with?
I watched like an episode of it and then I was done.
Oh my gosh.
So, 3-year-old is currently into this thing on Amazon called Dino. And there's a Triceratops, and it's actually reasonably educational, where they talk about shapes and colors and numbers and stuff.
Oh.
But like from an entertainment value perspective, it is. I can't even. It's. I don't even know. I mean, but tonight at supper, he actually prayed, and he prayed for Dino and Dinah.
There you go.
The boy and girl dinosaur. But I mean, like it's mind numbing. Like the whole thing is just like it is designed for a 2-year-old to learn their numbers. That's what it's designed for. And I guess it's fine. But I mean,
it does that job.
Yes, but it's what I put on when I need him to be occupied, so I can go do something else. And it's not something I'm going to sit down and be like, oh look, what's Dino doing? Oh look, that's a 7. Who didn't know that? Anyway, all right, dudes. Thank you guys very much for hopping on here.